Nobody expected it. Not inside Westminster's echoing corridors, not within Labour's restless ranks, and certainly not among the complacent power brokers who thought they had already mapped Britain's political future. Yet suddenly, quietly, dangerously, another contender has stepped out of the shadows. A figure whose rise challenges the Labour order, whose determination unsettles the party's left, and whose steel, some whisper, carries a faint and eerie echo of a leader Britain hasn't seen in decades. Her name? Shabana Mahmood. And tonight, we uncover the story they never wanted to admit. Before we dive deeper into this unfolding political storm, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us who you think could become Labour's next leader. Your interaction helps the channel grow, and the most engaged viewers always shape the next topics we cover. For more than a century, Labour has boasted about progress, equality, and social advancement. Yet for all the slogans, all the speeches, all the self-congratulation, something remarkable has never happened. Labour has never elected a woman to lead the party. Not once. Instead, Britain's so-called progressive powerhouse has marched behind a long line of white male leaders, from the endlessly theorising Ed Miliband to Keir Starmer, the man critics dismiss as a pre-programmed pound-shop robot. Meanwhile, their rivals, the supposedly old, sexist Tories, have produced 4 female leaders. 4. Including today's Kemi Badenoch. If Labour had managed even one woman, let alone a black woman, the party would still be celebrating. But history tells a different, far less flattering story. And of those Tory leaders came 2 female prime ministers, Theresa May and Liz Truss, delivering results that ranged from bleak to catastrophic. Yet long before either, in 1975, a different political force rose from a grocer's shop and changed British history. Her name was Margaret Thatcher. Love her or despise her, she stormed into leadership with a clarity and purpose no Labour contender has ever matched, at least, none considered electable. Until now. Because in the shadows of Labour's uneasy ranks, a new figure has begun to rise, quietly, methodically, and with a steel that many on the left find deeply unsettling. Shabana Mahmood. Her story begins in Birmingham, in a small family home that doubled as a Labour Party command centre. Her father ran a corner shop, then ran local Labour strategy meetings from the living room. A young Shabana would sit, listen, and then speak. Not nervously. Not hesitantly. But with a clarity that sliced through the room and commanded attention. People listened. People followed. And something powerful began to take shape. Fast forward to today. At 45 years old, now Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood has delivered the boldest intervention of her career, and she chose the most dangerous political battlefield of all, immigration and asylum. Her words hit Labour's left like a shockwave. She didn't soften them. She didn't dilute them. She didn't care that some would howl in outrage. Her message was simple, steely, and unmistakable. Britain cannot continue with immigration levels that are unprecedented. It was a moment that felt strangely familiar. Because decades earlier, Margaret Thatcher warned that many Britons felt swamped. Different eras, different politics. But the parallels between the 2 daughters of shopkeepers are now impossible to ignore. Both went to Oxford. Both became barristers. Both radiate clarity and purpose. Both have a knack for cutting through privileged voices who think they know better. Both live for politics, even at personal cost. And both understand the single issue that has reshaped modern British politics: immigration. But here comes the real twist. Labour's activists are furious. They're lining up to condemn her, to discredit her, to drag her down. Except, their sharpest weapon is missing. They cannot call her racist. They cannot use their favourite line of attack. And she knows it. She proved it in Parliament last week with language Margaret Thatcher would never have dared to use publicly, but it worked. And it left her critics stunned. Still, Labour's internal politics is a battlefield where the rules are twisted, the alliances are fragile, and the knives are always ready. Mahmood has power, but not enough. Courage, but not protection. Momentum, but not certainty. And yet, if she survives this fight, if she outmaneuvers her rivals, if she keeps unsettling the left, then someone else should be very, very worried. For months, years even, Angela Rayner has imagined stepping into history as Labour's first female Prime Minister. It felt within reach. Inevitable. Almost hers already. But not anymore. Because suddenly, standing in her path is someone sharper, more disciplined, less controversial, and far higher on Labour's authenticity scale. Shabana Mahmood is not just a contender. She is a threat. A real one. One Labour cannot easily silence. And now the battle for Labour's future is no longer predictable. No longer safe. No longer in Angela Rayner's hands. A new force has entered the arena. And the party knows it. So now the question hangs in the air like smoke. Is Britain witnessing the rise of a new political powerhouse? A new challenger to the Labour throne? A new figure who could reshape the party and perhaps the entire country? Shabana Mahmood has already changed the conversation. The real mystery is whether she can change Labour's destiny. Tell us what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep political storytelling. Because this story? It's only just beginning.